Hey, what's up, everybody? And I am really late on this, but I am finally getting to my Jason ranking video right before this game, Friday the 13th. The GOAT Asymmetrical Horror game is about to die. Go ahead and like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. I'll be posting a lot more comedy next year, guys. I'm actually going to be helping work out in a comedy club in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So watch for that. I'll have more info on that soon. So we're going to start off with the worst Jason. It's no surprise. It is Jason number 4. He is absolutely terrible. He can't run. He can run. Let me rephrase that. That's one of his only good things. He does have good weapon strength and good destruction. His water speed is terrible. His shift is awful, and his traps are bad. That is a trifecta of crap. Jason 4 is F tier. I beg my friends that like to play Jason, do not play Jason 4 because you are going to have a bad time. So I do not play Jason 4 on purpose at any time. I only get him when I play random. He's a very, very bad Jason. His weapon is not bad. I look at the tiebreaker between Jasons as what weapon they start off with before you get weapon swap at level 113, which of course everybody got once the levels got juiced to 150. But his base weapon, the Pig Splitter, is actually a good weapon. So, like I said, his best characteristic is destruction. He can get through a door really easy. Now here, of course, it took 3 hits. It's supposed to only take 2. I was dealing with a Vanessa early in the game. You want to take those out immediately. One of my big issues with Friday the 13th playing online lobbies is there's just always so many Vanessas. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so Jason 4, you want to rush people early in the game because once they start doing things like fixing cars and especially like fixing the boat, you're toast. And you only have 3 traps, so you can only set out 3 traps. You can't really double trap the phone, especially if you have 2 cars. With Jason 4, I don't even pay attention to the 2-seat, honestly. Like here I'm using 60% of my traps trapping the phone. And I'll throw a 1 trap down on the driver door of the 4-seat, and then if the 2-seat gets started, I mean, they're just going to get away, most likely, because his shift, look at how bad it is. It's terrible. But I was still lucky enough to sneak up on this guy right here. And, of course, I love the machete kill, decapitation. And moving on to the next Jason. Who is it going to be? It is Jason 7. And if you see there, one of his weaknesses is traps. So this is going to be a theme, by the way. I think any Jason that only has 3 traps is already not the best Jason. He has good sense, good water speed, and good weapon strength. Really only sense and water speed are the things that you really want there. He can't run. Like I said, his traps are bad, and he gets stunned very easily. So not only are you a walking Jason, you're going to spend a lot of your time being stunned. He does have the best starter weapon as far as the available Jasons, and that is the machete. A lot of people want to play Jason 7 as their first Jason because he looks really cool, and he's got a machete, but he's also one of the worst Jasons. So I don't play Jason 7 intentionally either, and what I do try to do, however, is just make sure to do my best when I do get Jason 7 on random. So with only 3 traps, you really can't do much. As you can see, I only place 1 trap at the phone here. He does have good water speed, so on larger maps, he's not the worst, which is probably why I have him ranked above Jason 4. But as you can see, his stun resistance is not going to get you through a lot of adverse situations. And also, not being a runner early in the game is a real problem because it's really easy to gang up on a walking Jason early in the game, especially a Jason like 7, because he does not have throwing knives. Not like 6 at least. But here you see I used his shift to shut off the phone real quick. His shift really is a great equalizer with this Jason. You can really shut down the car fairly easily. That's why he is much better than 4. 4 is just bad on all levels. But 7 can at least try to police the car a little bit. And that always helps. His weapon strength being good too is also going to help him early in the game, like I said, if you do get teamed up. But look at this shift right here. I mean, I just shifted from all the way across the map. And that weapon strength is coming in handy. They were trying to kill me here. They were trying to gang up on me a little bit, but that weapon strength can really cut down a lot of folks. I don't like to slash, but, in certain situations you do have to. And when it comes to slashing, he is one that can really get it done. Jason 9 is our 7th place. Again, negative traps, so he only starts off with 3 traps. He's also the Jason from the worst movie in the entire franchise, but we'll get to that later. His shift is great. He does have stun resistance, but right now the Jasons are glitched, and I don't think his stun resistance works like it should. His stalk is great, which I love getting stalk kills with part 9. He can't run, obviously, and he is easy to kill. That mask will come off fairly easily. He did die multiple times in his own movie, so that makes sense. But anyway, so his weapon is great. I really like the battle axe. It's one of my favorite weapons to equip on my other Jasons. He is a very solid Jason if his stun resistance is working. And when I say very solid, he's still, in my opinion, D tier. I mean, I have part 4 in F tier, and I have part 7 and 9 in D tier as far as that is concerned. But he is definitely not the best Jason. His shift is really good, as you can see here. And watch this. This is why I left this in here. Watch this. The kick actually works, guys. Here it comes. He actually got some distance on that kick for once. Usually the head just kind of flops onto the ground. Moving on to the next Jason. And this pains me to say, but Jason 8 is actually my 6th best Jason. I was actually an 8 main for the longest time, mainly because of his destruction and his water speed, which for some reason I thought those were the 2 best perks originally. But he also has a really good stalk, and like I said, stalk kills are just fun to get. Hiding behind a corner or a rock or something like that and just pop out at folks. His weaknesses are sense, can't run, and grip strength. Those aren't the worst, except for can't run is not the best. So, especially if you don't have plus knives. Fire axe is a great weapon. It's very fast, and it's got some great kills. So, here are just some of his strengths. I went into stalk here, so he had no idea I was there, just locked on. And his shift, while it's not a plus shift, like, for example, part 6 and part 9, it is a very good shift. Plus, he does have 5 traps, unlike the D tier Jasons. I have him in either high C tier, low B tier. Go ahead and hit like and subscribe on that. I love this kill right here. Scoop and score on La Chapa. One of the best kills in the game, guys. The fireplace kill. Such a classic. We're going to miss this game, folks. But, yeah, so 8, he's really good on large maps, especially Jarvis and Pinehurst, where you're usually going to have a boat. But as you can see, like I said, his shift is really solid. Grip strength can be a problem if you like to do executions like I do, because people will kick out. And you don't really think about grip strength being a problem until it actually kind of is. Number 5 on my list is part 6. Part 6 from one of the better movies. But he is a really good Jason. So the reason why I have him over 8 is because he comes with plus throwing knives at the beginning, which is really important for a walking Jason, because you're not going to be able to run up on anybody. His sense and his shift are also strengths for him, which means that I can use my sense to lock onto somebody and then use that shift to get to him really fast. I can also stop the car. He has a low defense rating, which means it's going to be hard to block, but I don't really block that much. And his morph. Now, that is a problem. Having a bad morph is a problem because you have to morph in the correct spot. If you morph in the wrong spot with Jason 6, you are going to get absolutely railed. His weapon is terrible. It is the spear. I do not like the spear. I don't run the spear on anybody because it has a really weird hitbox, and it can really be a problem when you're being grouped up on. It does have great kills. But other than that, I'm not a big fan of the spear weapon. I do like the fact that they used it because it is from the movie. But here is an example of having those knives, I believe, yeah. So early in the game, you can't rush part 6 like you can part 7 and part 9. And I told him to leave me alone, but he didn't want to listen to me. So yeah, when you have plus knives, or strength being extra throwing knives, I call it being prickly early on, because you can really throw the knives at some folks. So here's an example of his shift just being really good. I mean, his shift is one of the better shifts in the game. I think part 9 and Savini Jason are the only ones with better shifts than part 6. But other than that, and once they get the car started on him, I'm not the best at catching the car, and especially, I mean, you've got guys in here that can really, really drive. We keep our lobbies pretty high level. I love this kill, by the way. The machete kill is so good. This is one of the better kills in the game, guys. I am going to do a kill ranking video. Oh wow, she kicked his head, or kicked his arm. That's hilarious. But yeah, I really love the dismemberment kill with the machete. At number, man, I didn't even put the number on there for old Roy. Number 4, there it is. Roy is number 4 in my book, and the reason for that is he's a running Jason, man. I prefer running Jasons. Throwing knives is a strength. Stalk is a strength. People forget that he is very good at stalking folks, and he can run. He is actually the fastest Jason. However, his defense and his stun resistance are both weaknesses, so he is very easily to bully. He's very easy to bully, I mean, and his weapon is terrible as well. A couple of good kills with the shears. I don't like most of the kills with the shears, but also the hitbox is really weird on it. So that being said, that is why I have Roy ranked at number 4. So early in the game, you got some people trolling. Okay, so let's see how long they're going to troll. But you can't troll old Roy too long because of these knives. You see what I'm saying? And that's one of the good things about him. And I realized this wasn't too early in the game. I go into stalk here. I basically used everything in Roy's arsenal to get this Mitch right here, because he was being an absolute troll. But as you can see, I just had overwhelmed him with knives. Now he's limping. I go in here. His destruction is not terrible, so it's not, But then I just kind of sneak up on him. He tries to do it again. No, sir. Another knife. And that's one of the strengths of Roy, is once you get good with those knives. Now, his shift is not terrible. You got to remember that. That was probably my maximum range on that shift. And I realized that I posted 2 videos back to back here of me killing Mitch. Mitch, I love you. But, sometimes you got to kill him. I love the fire axe kill here. Oh, wow. He quit on me. What a bum. What a crumb bum. But coming up next is some more Roy action. And like I said, stopping the car with Roy is fairly easy. You do have to watch out for sweater girls and kill attempts when you are Roy. That mask comes off real easy. So one thing you want to do is you definitely want to dodge, and he's good at dodging because he's fast, as you can see right here. You want to dodge incoming stuff because you don't want to take a lot of damage and have that mask fall off. So the next Jason on our list is one of my favorites. It is Sackhead. At number 3, we have Sackhead, who is the second Jason. And we have him at number 3. Sackhead is very underrated. First of all, he can run. And here's one thing he has that no other Jason has. He has plus traps. That means he has 7 traps. He also has a plus morph, another thing no other Jasons has. His shift is terrible. His water speed is terrible. His defense is terrible. But if you trap your shack, they're not going to be able to kill you very easily. And if you set your traps in proper locations, they're not going to get that car or that boat started. So your main goal is to make sure that you have objective control and map control. And one of the best things about Jason 2 is the pickaxe kills. I love the pickaxe. It does have a weird hitbox sometimes, but it's not as bad as, say, the shears or the spear. But as you can see here, we were in a lobby. It was my lobby, and we have a lot of, by the way, like and subscribe. We had a lot of folks trying to kill Jason. You know me. Listen, I just like to have fun a little bit. I'm not going too hardcore. So what I like to do when I am Sackhead, especially because he has that bad defense and bad, like I said, his masking fall off real quick, go ahead and slap 2 traps down at the shack. And if you only have 1 car, slap 3 down at the shack. Who cares? Make it to where they're either going to tank a trap or use a knife to get in there. So then he has this morph grab. His morph is plus, so I can morph all over the map, especially late in the game when his shift is not that good. He can use his morph as basically a secondary shift to morph in front of you and then wait for his shift to come back and then shift on you. This guy quit right after I did that, and I felt bad, but I mean, if I can, like I said, if I can eliminate a Vanessa, because there's always at least 2 to 6 Vanessas in every lobby, it's always good. She's just simply the best sweater girl there is. That shift is terrible, guys. The one good thing about such a slow shift, though, I find it easier to control than, say, Savini or 9 or 8, something like that. Here we have, in my opinion, the second best Jason. It is Jason 3. I no longer intentionally play Jason 3 because I do believe he is glitched. He can run, he has weapon strength, he has grip strength. That makes him one of the best against a kill team, or if you just want to get rid of people. I think he is glitched right now because I do believe he has stun resistance, which is supposed to be negative on him, but I keep seeing him actually just walk through hits like bats, wrenches, pipes, all that stuff, from Vanessas, Bugsies, all kind of crazy stuff, even Tommy. So I think he is broken. His sensibility is trash, his stalk ability is trash, his weapon is trash. The wood axe is trash. That's going to come into play in a second. All of the kills for the wood axe except for 1 get stuck in the body, so they take like an extra couple of seconds, and that can be the difference between a car getting out or the phone getting called, especially when you're in like a high pressure situation. So once you get weapon swap, which everybody has now, just go ahead and swap off the wood axe. Those are the 3 weapons I really don't use, are the wood axe, the shears, and the spear. I'll use them sometime just to see certain kills. But other than that, Jason 3 is great. His strengths greatly outmatch his weaknesses, and as far as running Jasons, he is the best. So I have him ranked at number 2, and I know that the first video I have up coming up here shortly will give you more information as to why he is so highly ranked. Like I said, I really do think he is glitched right now. I think that stun resistance that's negative on him is actually a strength now, so that's a problem. But see, his shift is not bad enough where he can't catch the car. Here I even caught it going in reverse, which is not my best attribute, but he can definitely still catch the car. He's not going to be able to do like, part 8 or 9 or anything like that and get it from a far off distance. So here these guys were going to the shack, and I caught them right before they got there. Didn't have the shack trapped or anything, but I do have weapon strength, and I am a running Jason, and of course I'm also in rage at this point. So basically I was just planning on eliminating these 2, and it was fairly easy, because he is such a good Jason when it comes to getting rid of annoying counselors and kill team people. So people also forget that your weapon strength includes your knives and your traps. So not only are you going to be able to mow people down, like right here, you're also going to be able to do extra damage with those. So here we go. Like I said, his shift is not terrible. It's pretty good, and I love this kill, so I included this in the video. The pick splitter is a very good weapon. Got some good kills, but I love this one. Such a cinematic game. We're really going to miss this game, y'all. But anyway, here comes my number 1 Jason, and no surprise, it is Savini Jason. Savini Jason is basically almost pay to win. You don't start out with you do have Jason 3 and Roy, I believe, when you start out early in Friday the 13th. But if you had Savini Jason starting off, That's ridiculous, especially because, you know, like I said, you had to pay for him. But his strengths are shift, weapon strength, destruction, the three best. Water speed, can't run, grip strength. Who cares? Can't run is the worst of those, and who cares? And here's what makes him super OP is that pitchfork weapon. And I cannot put that weapon on anybody. By the way, shout out Doombringer. I hope you get to feeling better, bud. Shout out to him for hooking me up with this whole thing. But if you didn't get a chance to play Savini, I'm sorry, because watch this. And this is a good player I was chasing too. He had been dodging me for a little bit, but you just can't dodge Savini for that long unless you're just super good at this game. Like, there are some people that still get away, but he's just such a amazingly overpowered character. I prefer running Jason's, and I still have him ranked first. And like I said, a lot of it is because of the weapons that Jason 3 and Savini rock. Like I said, the wood axe is kind of trash, but the pitchfork is super OP. So here these guys were trying to fix the car, and this is just going to be an example of why. First of all, you saw that shift. I got there and I stopped. Now this is, of course, is a little glitchy kill here. I can't do anything about that, y'all. Glitches happen in this game, so sometimes you take the win. My favorite kill, bird-brained. What a great kill. Gafunk. I love it. Speaking of Doombringer, he's in this scene. That's him right there. Thanks again, Doombringer. Savini is very fun to play. So here we had. It was weird that I didn't land that hit. The one thing about the pitchfork in close, it does get a little weird. And the hitbox, it got so glitchy by the car, guys. A lot of people have been talking about like the game being super glitchy right now because we only have a couple weeks of it left, and that is true, especially by the car. Anytime a lot of people are by the car and you're getting it fixed and you're, you know, trying to get everything going and stuff, it can get really weird. But remember that Savini does have weapon strength. So here's going to be an example of that. First of all, hilarious that she missed while I was putting down the trap. Boom. And she's limping. 2 and over. That, I mean, when you're going up against a squad of people, I couldn't get my kill off right here. That's another thing that's been glitchy about this game recently, is that it's just really hard to get those kills off now. I've had a couple of problems with that recently, and it doesn't help when Bugsy is smacking you in the face, in the back of the head every time. And of course, Tommy shows up on the scene. Oh my God, how am I going to get rid of all these people? Well, I'll tell you. I'm Savini. So it's going to get done. But not before Tommy shoots me. Like I said, though, guys, if you didn't get a chance to play Savini, I honestly wish they would have. I get that it was for the Kickstarter and all that stuff. But, man, he's really fun to play, especially if you used to play a walking Jason, and I used to be an 8 main, so once I got on to Savini is basically just a better version of 8, but with bad water speed. So here I am just getting rid of him. This is mostly my weapon strength. Here's a really good pitchfork kill. Pitchforks have some of the best kills. And then, of course, I'm going to show off one more time here with Savini. Had to get rid of Tommy. Knew he had a knife. One. And I know he has thick skin on, too, but look, he just slices through thick skin. I'm in rage, so I know he's not doing any damage. And with that, I will leave you with this little fun moment we had where we're having a little duel at the end of one of our games here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think about my rankings. If you ever did get to play Savini, do you think he is the best? Some do say that Part 3 is better than Savini. I've actually had tournament players tell me that. And while I'm not a tournament player and I don't, want to be because I like to play the game straight, but look at how, 6 is really underrated, guys. She did get me once there, and I was enraged. But other than that, he's very good because of just his attributes. So I definitely like him at number 3. We were trying to figure out what kill we were going to do here, and I'll show you which one we went with. It's one of my favorite kills, but I do appreciate you guys checking out the ranking video, and keep in mind, once I hit 700 subs, I will be releasing the only video I have so far right now of my lobby killing me as the great Savini. So they did get me. It is official. Check this kill out, guys. It's so great. This game is so amazing. Man, I wish they would have let us have it, guys. I really wish they would have let us have everything that this game had to offer. That is one of my favorite kills. Shout out to everybody that plays with me. Captain, Rip, Killicam, Miller, Milk and Cookies, Doombringer. Thank you for Savini again. Blazin, Nezuko, and I know I'm forgetting people. Rich, just everybody. Give me a like and a sub, and have a great 2025.
I actually morphed right on top of him.